Alright guys, welcome back. We are here with Silica. This is a game I picked up over the weekend. It is just spectacular. It is very, very unique. I've never played anything quite like this. Well, you know, I've played a lot of games that are like aspects of this game, right? This game sort of is, it really is that, like, feels like many games kind of packed into one. But there is a lot of attention to detail here that I really want to touch on and you know, kind of talk about as I'm going. So as you can see, all these just wonderful fellas here these are crabs. That is the name of this unit. So this game is a crossover FPS RTS. Essentially, what that means is, so some people, like what I'm doing right now, are playing this as an actual unit. You can play it first person. If you press C, you'll switch to first person. If you press C, you'll switch back to third. Oh, wow. That was amazing. So, every time you spawn as a player, you spawn as a crab. Now that sounds like... Yep, there's some humans over there, and this is probably a player, I would bet. So I'm going to try to get him. So, I bet he's scared. I bet he's sweating. He's running. I don't blame him. So when you jump as this crab, you have this amazing jump. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, like, keep just enough cover, use the dips on him. If I can get on top of him, I can grab him. Oh, I'm on him. Oh, we got him. We got him. That was awesome. Okay. Wow. Look at that guy. So that's a hunter. They are very fast on the ground, kind of a melee specialized unit. Really useful to have, because essentially what they can do is run around and scout really fast. And crabs can do it too. Crabs are cheap. This is a good unit. So we have a commander. Obviously we can't see the commander, but the commander is managing the actual nest that we just came from. Look at all those guys. The scale of this game, you guys, is so cool. You know, these aren't all players, obviously, but just the fact that, like, some of them are, some of them could be. I am right here, obviously, and I can actually, like, so this one right here, this is a player. If the way you can tell is if you go up to a creature, any creature you can go up to and press E. Oh, that's right. I don't. How do I dig? How do I dig underground? I wonder. I don't know how to do that. Oh, I just figured it. So left control lets you dig, and if you press space, yep, space brings you back up. So you can only do this as the crabs, but yeah, you can totally set up ambushes. You know, I mean, just like think of the potential if you had a buddy you were playing this with, right? Or if you had 10 buddies you were playing this with. Yeah, there's a lot that can happen. So these little bitty guys, these really shouldn't be in here. They're shrimp, is what they're called. So you can press E and you can become anything. As long as it's not currently being possessed, so to speak, by another player, you can then possess it. So this is a shrimp. Now what these guys are supposed to do, you see these little green orbs on their back. They are supposed to be like essentially ants, and they go out and gather materials from these deposits and then bring them back to the hive in order to essentially that's your economy. That's the bug economy, or insect crab economy. I'm sorry, is to get this mineral using the shrimp, and the shrimp will go and they'll, you know, eat it up and then bring it back and secrete it into the nest. So I guess right now we're just kind of scouting around. If you press M, you can pull up your map and take a look and see the scoreboard and as well as everything that's going on. So it looks like that way there is some business happening. Just dug down. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. See what's going on over here. You really want to try and get the jump on them if you can, and where you can't, you want there to be a lot of NPC targets that they're ideally prioritizing over you. This crab is cool, but it is very squishy. You will die very fast compared to the other units. So this is something you never want to do. You never want to rush uphill against that. It's always going to win. When you jump uphill, you kind of mitigate your jump potential a bit. So you want to try and get above them. You want to get upwind of them, breach the gap, and go for the kill. Yep, look at that. Poor fellow. Imagine seeing that coming over the mountainside. Poor guy never stood a chance. But look at the base. So you know, try and put it in perspective. Like somebody's up there as the commander right now, and they're building these parts of the nest. Oh, there's the shrimp. Yeah, there's the what they're gathering. Let's go take a look at that. Look at them. Beautiful. Croaky, the natural habitat. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Look at that. So they're getting all that good juice from these wonderful looking things. And they're bringing those over. I think they're actually storing it in this. This is where they're storing it, is in this thing. So eventually, as the commander, you're going to need to build more of those and kind of expand all this out and use your nodes. Which it looks like he's got some good nodes going out, so that's good. Let's see. Sort of hopeful that they're going to build some cool units so I can hop into something. I'd like to get a scorpion. That's really the bread and butter. That's what you want to be in as a scorpion. Hunters are cool. They're fast. But even still, you're still dependent on closing that gap, and that just does not always go your way, especially once the humans start busting out those big tanks and stuff. It gets pretty intense. Hard out here for a crab. So if you can see that at the top of my screen, move to the target location, and then right underneath it says Commander's Orders. So that is specifically, the commander has highlighted me as a unit and requested that I scamper over here for whatever reasons. So you know, you also have to use kind of your intelligence. So yeah, those are my orders right now, but I see all these other crabs over here. The player is probably gathering all the crabs up there. He may have even accidentally selected me. It's possible. So now here's a move though. What's going on here? These are all of the shrimp. Look, there is a shrimp travel in the natural habitat. My goodness. Beautiful shrimp migration. Marvelous. There's some more ore here, so you really got to protect the shrimp supply line, because if your shrimps are dying, then you're not eating, because these guys they really are the lifeblood. That's right. Keep it up, guys. Hey, Mom, take a picture of me with these shrimp. Okay. Nature's so beautiful. Well, yep. So these guys are fine. This is such a cool map. I haven't been here before. This game also does have day and night cycles. Okay, cool. Let's hop in one of these guys while we can. Oh, that's a player. And that's a player. Those guys became those right away. Okay. It's making a lot of crabs. I've heard players talk about the crab rush in the chat, so I think it is a strat. What I do is, so every time that a player spawns in, right, they spawn in as a crab. Now, as long as you are building cool new units, you know, like these guys, if you're making impalers, really you wanna rush the scorpion tech as quickly as possible and be cranking out tons of scorpions as quickly as possible. That is your objective. These guys are impalers. These are not scorpions, though. They easy mistake to make. I like to think of these guys more as like earwigs. If you're familiar with earwigs, if there's earwigs in your state, you know what they are. They look like this. Actually, kind of not so much with the spikes and stuff, but they've got this horrifying mandible up there. Very creepy. I don't like them. But then you've also got this, you know, the scorpion, as the big old chonky scorpion, as you're familiar, and that one actually is a projectile that it can shoot as well. That one also has a projectile. As you can see there, they are just firing off random shots because if you listen, it makes it just a really sensational sound. If you just like take a moment and just think about how like those are two other players right now, right? And I'm another player, and like look at what we're choosing to do with our time. It's just incredible. The only game that lets you ascend to crab. So I think we're heading to the base. Yeah, we're heading to the enemy base. We're going off to war. Going off to war. This is probably going to end in tragedy, but you know, we'll see. And the music is fantastic. The music is fantastic. Check. I'm going to link the music, the composer, in the description. I believe that the devs hired on or worked closely with somebody who wrote all this really nice original music. The music, it's worth noting too that if you are traveling, you're just, you know, playing around, or if you're in the commander mode and there's no combat, there's no enemies within your fog of war that you can see, then the music will sound like this, sort of tranquil, interesting kind of sound. But as soon as you are entering, quote unquote, like entering combat, if you will, if you're familiar with games where that is a mechanic, it changes to battle music, and there's a whole score for battle music. It's really good. Really been enjoying the music so far in this game. We are getting close. Oh boy. The siege begins. Here comes the hunter. Really gotta protect him. So really, your job as a crab. This is going to be a lesson in crabdom. Your job as a crab is to be part of the Zerg rush. Obviously, you don't want to die. You're not trying to die. But if you die so that one of these special units lives, that's not so bad. So, you know, I'm just applying pressure, putting in pressure on this guy. I'm trying to break the gap. Oh, wow. Well done, Hunter. Very scary. Okay. So these guys know what they're doing. Ooh, got a guy. I've got a footman right here. This is what you're sort of really good at this as a crab. I totally missed that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna get smoked here. Oof. There I go. So as you can see, you are very squishy. Even an infantryman puts you down as a crab. So you gotta be careful. Use that element of surprise where you can. Okay, so. Yeah, let's hop in one of these bad boys. Take one of these guys for a spin. These are cool, and I love that you can just hop right into another creature. It's just a really neat mechanic. Never played a game like this. I think they're the old Command and Conquer games. Somebody correct me in the chat on that, I'm sure, or on the comment. If you leave a comment and correct me, and roast me on my lack of Command and Conquer knowledge. But I think that's how this game worked, or that game worked, is similar to this, where you had people overseeing it while other players were on the ground experiencing it. So, which really adds an element of stress, but a fun cooperative stress, because you as the commander, like, you don't want your army to fail or to get, you know, demolished. You don't want the players who are your army to get demolished, because that's not fun for them, but also it means you're probably under attack in some way. What is going on? So, alright, so So as you can see, up top on my screen here, attack the light quad, but it doesn't specifically say as commander orders. So it seems like the game is pretty smart with like spatial awareness and context, that it understands, okay, there is a visible enemy within range. I'm gonna prompt you as the player, hey, you should probably target that. So, which is I think it's a nice feature. And I think it also helps the actual commander with some of that micromanaging, especially with the bugs. The bugs, I keep calling them bugs. Crabs are very micromanagey. If you've ever played StarCraft, they're supposed to be a lot like the Zerg. I really like the bugs. The humans are also honestly very cool. They get some pretty cool tanks that can seriously dish it out. And I'm sure we're gonna see those. We're gonna get up close and personal. Here comes something. So these quads are really, really nice, especially early game. I think if you're playing humans, I think the quad rush is a really good call. Personally, this is in my opinion. This is what's nice about this game is it is very new. There are going to be changes. There are going to be developments. It's still in early access, so a lot's going to change. And I'm just interested to see how a meta is going to kind of evolve. But notice, so basically, what this guy's doing is he is just harassing. He's forcing us to run around. He's exhausting us, distracting us, harassing the nest. But we do have to acknowledge him. We have to address him. We can't just let him come back here because he could potentially destroy parts of the nest, which would be a setback. Now, there is a chat in this game. A lot of people said the chat needs some work. I agree. It's kind of in a weird spot. It also kind of cuts off at the bottom. I don't like this. I don't like this. There we go. Always try to find a dip or cover, especially if you're playing as one of these guys, because you can sort of use it and shoot over. I am not going to be able to catch him. I'll try to get to these rocks. Like I said, if you hold a left alt, you can use you can look around, which I think is a good mechanic to get comfortable with. You can also do this as the humans, and you can turn your head. Once you get comfortable with it, it's really natural, but I do recommend using that to just watch yourself. I don't want to run all the way over here and just get killed, but that's probably what's going to happen. He's coming. Now the best thing I could do is if I could get on top of him. So this guy's cool, so he does have the projectile, right? But he also has a really savage attack with his pincer up there. Whatever it is. I think mandible might be a mouth, like a bug mouth. Oh, okay, well there we go. There you have it.